Hey everybody, this is Rustin Rose with Metal Nation and Access, and we're joined today by the riff warrior and six-string berserker, Zakk Wylde. How's everything in your world, my friend?
Father Russ, what's going on? Well, my vagina has healed up considerably since I tore a fallopian tube, but like I said, there's nothing duct tape and Gorilla Glue can't fix, and you play hurt, you play to win, the playoffs. So you just back out there and you do it, but... No, everything's good, man. We're having a blast out here. We're, like I said, we're rolling with the St. Petersburg chapter tonight. So I'm looking forward to the big Pilates workout tonight.
So did you tear that fallopian tube after you heard the news that Slayer is hanging it up after this final world tour, or because Elton John also announced his final tour as well?
Well, I guess now maybe they're all going out together. Maybe it's going to be Sir Elton, Father Kerry and company, and then also we've got Skinner that's calling of the day now as well. So maybe it'll be a triple bill, bro. Father Russ, what we all have to do is just hope that they all have gambling problems, all our favorite artists and bands, and then they go to Vegas, make some horrendous investments, bad gambling problems, and then they got to go back out on the road. As a fan, that's all you. As a fan and someone that really cares about these bands and these artists, you just hope these things may happen.
Yeah, I can totally get behind that. You absolutely hate to see your heroes hang them up and everything. So let's talk about the new album, Grimmest Hits. Every record represents a different period of your life and creativity. Tell us a little bit about what the new album represents for you.
Well, no, I mean, pretty much for me, all the records is pretty much the same thing. I mean, I think with any artist, I'm listening to all our favorite bands, whether it's Zeppelin, Sabbath, or Elton John, or anything like that. I think, I'm just saying, if you were Salvador Dali and I'm your agent, like you did the melting clock already and everything like that. Now, 2 years later, it depends on what side of the bed you're waking up on and what's going on, and you know what I mean, in your life, where what you're painting now. So I mean, the whole thing is, and I think same thing with all our favorite bands and everything like that. So no, but with this record, I mean, it was just like we came off the road doing Zakk Sabbath, and my wife and Father Blasco just were like, "Hey, Zakk, when we get done with this, we'll do another Black Label record." I was like, "All right, well, how much time do I have before the guys come out to write it?" And you're like, "Zakk, you got probably about 21 days or something like that." I go, "All right, cool. I got 21 days to write a record." All right, no problem. As soon as you get home, you just start writing. And like if you were writing Jaws and I'm your book guy, I'm your agent, the whole thing is you're like, "Well, Zakk, I got this thing for this shark book. I'm going to call it Jaws." And then you're pretty much up to about, right before they're about to start going out to the ocean to get the shark. I'm like, "Well, you got 3 weeks to finish it." You're like, "All right, well, as soon as I get home, I'll just every day I'll come up with something." And the whole thing is we know there's a bunch of dinosaur bones within this 2-mile radius. So if we'll dig over here, mean you don't find anything out of us, then the hell with it. And then tomorrow we'll just go out and we'll get some. Then we'll have some coffee in the morning. Then we'll start digging over there. But I mean, they're out here, so it's just a matter of digging. And to me, I mean, it's just every day. I mean, especially if you're going to be writing heavy stuff. I mean, you got Mount Riffmore. That the 3 big guys up there is. Pope Page, Lord Iommi, and the sorcerer over there, Richie Blackmore. And as far as when you think about how to build a car and how an engine works and how a car is put together and a transmission, those 3 guys pretty much built the foundation of what a car is. So the whole thing, everything's kind of like, you can add certain things, from everything from a Model T Ford to a Formula One. It's all based off of that Model T Ford. So, yeah, you just go out and write every day. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, like riffs, I mean, it's all down to simplicity and making it as simple as possible. You can't write it on 2 strings, then, that's the whole thing. I just give you 2 crayons and see what you can come up with.
Well, and Grimmest Hits comes on the heels of that very doomy Book of Shadows 2 album, and of course your immersion in the Zakk Sabbath project, and you could really sort of hear that bleed into the new record to my ear.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's always... with any Black Label album, there's always Sabbath floating is in that soup all the time anyways. I mean, you can always taste it in a Black Label soup. I mean, no matter what soup it is, there's tinges of Sabbath flavoring going on there, always.
I've heard you talk about the big 3 a number of times, Blackmore, Iommi, and Page. Who are some of the guitar players, besides, say, Billy Gibbons, that you think are truly underrated or underappreciated?
Well, I mean, my guys, those me and JD would refer to it, our guys. You know what I mean? Pope Page, Lord Iommi, and Richie Blackmore. It's the ones that taught you. And I mean, you know, I mean, they really are your teachers. I mean, because the whole thing is you're learning how they're playing. You know what I mean? And so the whole thing is with Frank Marino from Mahogany Rush, St. Rhodes. I mean, those guys, and to me, are just, you know. And I mean, obviously, when I started getting into the country thing, obviously Albert Lee.
Yeah.
And, you know, country thing, because those guys are still, like, my main inspiration. You know, like, whenever I hear them, I still feel like I'm 15 years old. You know, I get that inspired every time I hear them. You know, like, it doesn't get old at all. It's just like, it feels like it's the first time I'm hearing them again. You know, I mean, it's just that timeless. Like peanut butter and jelly, you know, it never gets old. You know, I'm 51 years old. I still eat peanut butter and jelly. I'm like, man, this is just as delicious as it was when I was 13 years old.
Absolutely. You know, Dave Meniketti from Y&T was always one of those guys that I thought never got his due in terms of popularity because he was a phenomenal guitar player in my mind. Yeah,
without a doubt. Father Dave is amazing. Great technique, great vibrato, and all the proper ingredients you need. Amazing guitar player.
This is a year of anniversaries for you. You're out on the road this winter, obviously, right now in support of Grimmest Hits, but this is also the 20th anniversary of Black Label Society. Are you doing anything on this tour to sort of recognize or celebrate that?
It's pretty crazy. It's like 30 years with the Boss, and it's like 20 years with Black Label. We're going to have a birthday cake that says Black Label, Happy Black Label Birthday, 20th birthday, and it says 30 more years to catch up to the Stones. Get to work. Oh, yeah, we're just a bunch of newbies right now.
Well, yeah, and you just alluded to this. This is also the 30th anniversary of your first record with Ozzy, No Rest for the Wicked. What are your memories of making that record?
Amazing. So, you know, I mean, making all the records, I don't know how you could have a bad time. The whole thing is you're making music and you're hanging out with cool people. So I've never been in a bad situation. You know, when you hear these horror stories about guys being in bands with people that you're like, Zakk, do me a favor, hold my espresso, I'm going to go break Frank's legs. I've never been in a band like that, man. It's just, I've always been, to this day, all, with our Black Label brethren and everything like that, we all enjoy going with each other and we enjoy seeing each other and hanging out. We're all your buds and having an ass-kicking time. So, playing with the Boss again is just, it's awesome. Like I said, I came back and we started jamming again. It just pretty much started up where we left off. It's like everybody crying, laughing again just because Ozzy's so friggin' hysterical. And then, what I've always said, it's a miracle anything ever gets done around here because we're always laughing all the time.
Knowing this is sort of that last big tour with him, have you guys talked about what the set list is going to look like and trying to encompass everything you guys have done over the years?
Yeah, obviously there's that. Then Art will just go, well, we got to figure out what songs, Art will go, what songs I can sing before my head explodes, you know what I mean? So whether when we tracked it, the vocal was super high or whatever, I remember one time I go, let's do when we were talking about doing the Sabbath medley or whatever back in the day, it was just like, what about Poland or something? He goes, are you trying to kill me?
I know every time you do interviews, you get asked about 20 of the same questions. So just for fun, before we get out of here, a few off the beaten path questions. You're a big sports fan. Do you ever nerd out and play fantasy baseball or football?
I have buddies that play it, but I just don't have. If I wanted it, I guess I'd have to allocate the time. But we're so busy bleeding Black Label, and I'm too busy picking out nail polish for my tone to mix, to match my fishnet stockings and my stilettos. I don't even have. It would interrupt that. So but I got buddies that do play the fantasy and whatever it is, whether it's hockey and everything like that, rod racing and everything like that. So, but no, obviously it's a good time. Obviously because that's why it's so huge. But no, I haven't done that. But but I'm still a huge sports fan and everything like that, though. Totally.
Now, you got your own Berserker hot sauce and Death Wish coffee brand. Are you pretty much a mean potatoes guy, or are you something of a foodie?
No, I think like everybody else. Obviously, you like your meat and potatoes, you have your staples. But the whole thing is, I think like everybody else, something's done really well. Even down to pizza or the chili cheeseburger, man. Me and you were just like, dude, we got to go to Vezzo's in New York City because it's amazing. The thin crust pizza or whatever. And it's just like, it's a pizza. How could it be anything? It's like, no, dude, it's like anything, bro. It's like a rock and roll band. If it's done really well, it's lights out. You know what I mean? It's like it's been done a million times, yeah? You got to check out this band, Guns N' Roses. You know what I mean? It's just like when Appetite came out. It's like, yeah, but how It's just like everything else. It's a guitar and amp and drums, and Back in Black. It's been done a million times. It's like, yeah, but when it's done really well, it's lights out.
All right, so I loved your book that you did with Eric Hendricks, Bringing Metal to the Children. Do you see yourself doing a second book somewhere down the road?
Yeah, why not? It's just like Seinfeld. All you have to do is live and breathe, my friend. All you got to do is just wake up and go out on the road for 6 weeks, and it's insanity. Once you got another book.
Awesome, Zakk. Thanks so much for taking a few to chat with us. And enjoy the tour. Be safe out on the road. Looking forward to the Ozzy tour as well. The new album, Grimmest Hits, fantastic, and we appreciate you, brother.
All right back at you, my brother. Tell the gang I said hey, and hopefully we'll see you when we're out on the road, my brother.
Absolutely. Take care.